you have a reader in your life and you have no idea what to get them, because if you get them a book, they may have already read it, this is not going to be your typical gift guide video. Today, I am going to be talking to you about some book subscription boxes that might make a fantastic Christmas gift. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bree and this is For Paws in a Book. I have been collecting books for years. I have hundreds of books in my library and some of them have come from book subscription boxes. I've also given out book subscription boxes as gifts for birthdays or for Christmas because I do have several readers in my family, but they either read very different genres from me, and so I can't confidently give them a book because I probably haven't read it, or they don't know what Goodreads is, and so I don't know if they've read it. So book subscription boxes can be a really fun way to give somebody a gift that is going to last a while. There are some boxes that you could just do month to month, or you can buy a single book box. And then there are some where you can gift them a 3 or 6 month subscription that they will be able to get throughout the year. I'm going to be talking about a couple of different ones that are at different price points and they have different pros and cons. So I'm going to start out with the most popular one, which is Book of the Month. This is, while I wouldn't say like the original subscription box, it is definitely one that has been around for a very, very long time. And with that comes a level of confidence, a level of security, and knowing that you're going to get a high quality product, you're going to get it very quickly, and there's going to be something for everyone. I've been with Book of the Month since 2017, so it was the first book subscription that I signed up with even before I started my channel. In fact, I remember doing a very early Book of the Month unboxing video as like one of my first videos on my channel. Book of the Month does not have any special editions. They don't usually have anything that is different than what you would find at Barnes & Noble or Walmart or Target or anything like that. And they do typically have a wide variety of genres. Unlike some of the subscription boxes that I'm going to talk about in a minute, Book of the Month is one of the options that actually gives you a choice when you are getting your book. There are 5 to 7 selections every single month, and you get to choose which one or which ones you would like. There's a wide variety of genres, like I said. However, they do tend to lean towards thrillers, mysteries, some horror, as well as literary fiction and historical fiction. So if you have a family member that reads in those genres, this is an excellent choice for them. These books always ship super fast. The selections come out right at the first of the month, if not a little bit sooner, and I usually have the book on my doorstep by around the 5th. They're also extremely reasonably priced, especially for a brand new hardcover new release. If you are purchasing this month to month, it is $17.99 if you're just getting like 1 credit a month. And then you can add on books if you liked multiple of the selections for that month, or you missed one the previous month, then you can add on to your box. And I believe those are like $11 or $12 if you wanted to add one. And then of course, if you are buying them in bulk, so if you buy the whole year or 6 months at a time, then the price per book is going to go down. Book of the Month ships to both the US and Canada, and there is no wait list, so you can sign up, you can give this gift, and immediately get your first book. There is a very similar subscription service to Book of the Month, and that is Aardvark, and this is also available to US and Canada. It's also $17.99, and you can add up to 2 books into your box if you wanted multiple selections. There are 5 selections every single month, and what's really nice is that they do not overlap with Book of the Month. So even though they are kind of overlapping a lot of genres, they must work together. They must have some sort of contract going because they do not overlap. They have never had the same book in both Aardvark Selection and Book of the Month. They also do not have any type of special editions. However, they have the cool like Aardvark logo that is somewhere on their cover, and it's fun because sometimes they will actually incorporate it into the actual cover of the book. Bury Your Gaze, I think, was the best example of this, where the little aardvark was in the letters. Just like Book of the Month, there is no wait list, so you can sign up and get your first book this month. Okay, now let's talk about the book boxes that do special editions. These are the ones that are going to have these sprayed edges. They have alternate covers, things like that, and they also do not have any selection when it comes to the book. So the January book is the January book, and that you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. These books are going to be typically signed. Sometimes they are digitally signed or they are stamped, something like that, depending on the author, but it is cool to have a special edition book that is also signed. Now, Illumicrate as an umbrella has 4 different boxes that you can choose from. So Illumicrate is the original one, and that is mostly fantasy or fantasy romance. That's going to be something like this, The Mistress of Lies, which I think is probably my favorite of them. It has these like digitally sprayed edges. They have gorgeous end papers like this. They always have beautiful naked hardcovers, and they're just stunning. They will say Illumicrate exclusive on here as well. And those are monthly, and you can skip if you decide that you don't want the book. They will send out the theme, and then there are usually websites that can figure out the spoilers. And if you don't like the book or you don't want it, then you can just skip it without any harm or punishment. Then you have Afterlight, which is the romance edition. So these are mostly contemporary romance. There has been one, I think, that was like a little bit like there was a witchy romance, but still pretty rom-com-y feeling. And it is going to have like a similar but alternate cover. So this is the Afterlight one versus the original one. So we have the same characters on here, but it's still very different. It still has those digital sprayed edges, beautiful end papers, and then a really pretty naked hardcover. And that one, just like Illumicrate, comes every single month. You have the option of doing either just the book only subscription, which is what I have, or you have the option to do a Bookish merch, and they're not usually the same fandom as the book. It's other books, other popular fandoms, but they do have some really cool things that are in the box. I just don't personally have enough space or room for them, and so I just get the book subscription. Illumicrate also has Evernight, which is the horror subscription. This one comes quarterly, so it's not every month. There's only 4 in the year, and the special editions for the Evernight box are stunning. If I was more confident in my horror reading, I would definitely subscribe to this. I'm just worried that I wouldn't like the books, and so I haven't jumped on board to the Evernight subscription yet, but some of the books are just absolutely gorgeous. And then starting in February, they're introducing Starbright, which is going to be a quarterly sci-fi subscription. Obviously, we don't know anything about this yet. We don't know what the books are going to be, but based on the other boxes that Illumicrate has, I have no doubt that this is also going to be a stunning box. One thing I will say is that the quality of the Illumicrate books have been stunning, have been fantastic. They are so well packaged and wrapped. I've never had a problem with any of the books getting damaged or anything like that. And the quality of the books are so fantastic. They have held up well. Obviously, like, I don't usually read my shelf trophies when they are that pretty, but sitting on the shelf for a year now, because I have had the Illumicrate box for just over a year, I have not had any problems with the spines breaking or anything like that. And the colors have held up. It's been a really, really positive experience. Illumicrate also has a very diverse authors and selections, which is extremely important. The last 2 Evernight books that were chosen were Academy for Liars and The Eyes Are the Best Part, which are POC authors. And if we're just talking about just the November books here, we have The Last Hour Between Worlds, which was the last Illumicrate box, and then Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. Both of these are sapphic. So that's exciting. Next up, we have Fairyloot, and they also typically stick to fantasy and romantasy books. I do have a couple of books from them that I will show you and some of the perks for them. Now, both Illumicrate and Fairyloot do have a waiting list, as well as I believe the rest of them that I'm going to be talking to you about. However, their waiting lists are pretty short. I think I was only on them for a couple of weeks. Illumicrate probably having the shortest wait list of all of them. Now, Fairyloot has 3 different options. You can do a YA fantasy, an adult fantasy, or a romantasy, and romantasy is the box that I have. If you know me, you know why. And one of the ones that I want to show you is Bonded by Thorns. She's stunning. She is the moment. While Illumicrate tends to have a special edition that is a similar cover to the original one, just with maybe different colors, different, you know, foiling, something like that, but it's still very similar, Fairyloot will do something very different. They have kind of the same vibe, the same feel to it, but it's a very different color than the original book. Fairyloot will also do a reversible reversible dust jacket. So you have two different options. This one being more of a discreet cover, as well as this beautiful vellum naked hardcover. Just like Illumicrate, we do have our sprayed edges and our gorgeous end papers. This one has our wonderful men of the book, and they have a variety of traditionally published as well as self-published books as their options. Fairyloot again is just one book. It is the selection. When you sign up, you can sign up for one of the boxes or any combination if you want to do two or all three of them. They have the option, just like Illumicrate, for the book only subscription or the Bookish merch, and the price range is definitely going to vary. It's $28 to $29 if you are just looking for one of the book only subscription, and it goes up to about $83 if you want all three of them. I've only had Fairyloot for a couple of months, so I can't really confidently tell you that there is no issues when it comes to customer service, quality, or shipping or anything like that. I have been getting them right at the end of the month. So my November box came, I think, like on November 30th. But the end of the month is pretty typical for these special edition boxes where your account renews right at the first of the month, and then the boxes get shipped kind of in the middle. You end up with the book at the end of the month. I have heard good things about customer service from other people that have had issues with their books in the past, whether they've gotten lost in the mail or anything like that, where Fairyloot has been fantastic about refunding or replacing. Next up is Bookish Box, and this is where I think the quality is going to probably go downhill a little bit. Not the quality of the books, the quality of the box itself. So there are two different options for Bookish Box. We have the original box, and then we have Darkly, which is more of a contemporary dark mafia type romance, and then the regular Bookish Box is going to be your fantasy and fantasy romance. This box is $38 if you are getting the book itself, and $48 if you want to get it with the merch. There is a wait list, and this is where the problem is. They are so behind on their shipping. I looked at their website today because I'm not an active subscriber, and I wanted to see what their shipping updates are. Yesterday, they sent out the September boxes. It's December. And that is actually catching up, because at one point they were like 6 months behind. I will say, however, the books themselves are stunning, and when you do get them, they are worth it. I have not purchased anything from them directly. However, I have found some of their books on Pango, and so this is the Princess Poisoned Vow. This one has a reversible dust jacket as well. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning gold foiling. Like, it's so shiny. The gorgeous end papers. The naked hardcover is just, I mean, gorgeous. The sprayed edges, it's pretty simple. It's not like this digital like design or anything like that. It's simple, but it is really, really pretty. And the quality of this book is like sturdy, okay? The spine is in very, very good condition, and like I said, the book itself is fantastic. You just have to wait several months to get it. Then we have Fabled book box, and they do have 3 different selections. So we have Twilight, which is the fantasy subscription box. Then we have Nights, which is the steamy contemporary erotic like mafia dark romance. And then we have a Moonlight, which is steamy romantasy. So think more along the lines of like Katie Robert, that level of smut, versus the more Carissa Broadbent level on the Twilight's box. This box is $35 for one, and then it goes all the way up to $70 if you want all 3 of them together. There is a wait list for this one. I don't think the wait list is that long. However, they are also behind on their shipping. They were trying to ship out of a US warehouse. It didn't end up working out, so now they're having to ship internationally again, and so it is taking a little bit of time. They've been very clear, very communicative with their supply issues, and you know, supply chain being what it is, it's going to happen as long as they're transparent with it, which I think was Bookish Box's biggest problem, is that they really weren't telling anybody for a long time. Now they are better about it. Fabled, unlike the other book boxes, has a more subtle design. They don't do a lot of fan art in their books. Their designs tend to be more discreet, more subtle. So the one that I have is not from them directly. I got it off of Pango, but this is House of Bane and Blood by Alexis Almenard. It comes as a naked hardcover, and then there's a slip cover to it. It has beautiful foiling. There's a quote on it, but whereas a lot of the other boxes have had the people in the end pages, this one just has like a very simple end page to it. I don't know if this is something specific to this book or if it is something that all of Fabled does, because like I said, this is the only book that I have from them, but their pages are so white. It's so weird. Like I said, I don't normally read them physically when they are this beautiful, like this exclusive, because I have dogs. I am afraid that I will get a drink or something on it. And so these ones are shelf trophies. So it doesn't really bug me, but if it is something that you're going to read this physically, just keep that in mind. They might have really white pages. I have one last book box to talk to you about. This one probably has the prettiest books. They are absolutely stunning, gorgeous. The quality is amazing. I'm not subscribed to this one. However, they are typically at book conventions where you can buy the books individually. And so I got this one at a Polycon. And so this is the Arcane Society, or the Mystic box. Arcane is the fantasy romance, and then the Mystic is more of your dark contemporary romances. So this is an alternate cover with a beautiful, stunning foiling, beautiful sprayed edges. There is no special end paper or anything like that, but there is a reversible dust jacket and then the naked hardcover. The foiling is absolutely gorgeous. And then one thing that is really cool is that it has some artwork in the book itself. These books are so sturdy, like so heavy duty, like it's a brick. And one of the things that is interesting about this box specifically is that they hold their value really, really well. I will find a lot of special editions on Pango Books where like people are selling them secondhand, and most of the time they are less than what the box actually cost them. Like, you're not making your money back. And I don't know if it's because this was like an Polycon exclusive. I have no idea, but there is someone selling this book here for $300. I definitely didn't pay that much for this book. While there are definitely some books, especially by big authors from Illumicrate and Fairyloot and other boxes, that are selling for quite a bit on Pango or Mercari or wherever, it's almost like every single book from Arcane and Mystic that is selling for well over what they paid for it originally. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but maybe it will. All right, that is definitely not an exhaustive list of book boxes, but these are some of the ones that I have purchased from or do have books from, so I can tell you firsthand what the book is like, and hopefully give you some options if you are in the market to buy a special someone a bookish related gift. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and if you are not feeling chatty, do the present emoji. If you want to hang out with me a little bit longer, I will have a video right here that YouTube thinks that you're gonna like, and I will see you over there. That is all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!